Are you a fashion designer or a fashion dreamer? You've always dreamt of having your own fashion label or having your own boutique or an online fashion business, but somehow you've always felt that from where will the money come, the investment, and will it be profitable? How will I sustain? And the stress which goes with it. So, this is a video specially made for you guys that it is not that difficult to have your own startup. I will be talking about all the frequently asked questions which generally the young fashion designers have and the nervousness which goes with it. So, before solving all the questions you have, I will introduce myself. I am a fashion designer, a NIFT pass out, practicing fashion since 7 years, and I've worked with various small scale and huge scale companies, worked with Pret as well as couture lines. So, almost have seen how the industry works, how people succeed as well as when people fail. So I've compiled a lot of things in my head, and these days I have started mentoring fashion designers. So if you are a fashion designer, you can always approach me if any doubts, any confusion, any nervousness. You can also check out my Instagram profile. I specially post regular content on fashion and designers on my Instagram, and you can also add yourself in my small community on LinkedIn by connecting with me. So all the links are there down below, and please like this video. It means a lot to me if it made sense for you. Let me check out some frequently asked questions what students or designers always have. How much to invest? How much money will I need? Like, I'll have to ask my father, or I'll have to, search for an investor and stuff. I don't know how will I be profitable, etc., etc. So my logic of starting your own business is always like a small scale business, because generally in any business, in any industry, people tend to fail in the beginning segment or in the first 2 years. Okay, I'm talking about those people who are very successful. They've always failed in the starting part. So I suggest always start small scale with least investment possible. If I have to give you a figure of that investment, then I would say in Indian rupees, I would say around 30,000 to 60,000 is good. I am not saying you need more than that. Depends again on the collection you make. If you are making a very heavy high-end collection, then you may take more to create some samples. But if you are making like a accessory brand or a Pret brand, ready to wear brand, it will be much lesser. So my logic of designing and production is very simple, and which will need very less investment. So let's discuss all of that further. But yes, if I have to give you a figure, this would be it. How much time do I need to figure the plan out, to figure how my brand should be and stuff? So I have written in the title also that it is 60 days which you will need to plan your whole business, where the first 20 days would go in the planning of the business model. I would say 15 to 20 days. After that, you start two things. The first is the designing bit, sampling, planning the color palette, the fabric, what kind of cuts do you want, what other consumers, what generally do they want, etc. And the second segment is that you work on the platform. So where are you going to sell? If it is online, so are you going to approach a multi-designer app, or are you going to sell it on Instagram? Instagram is free, but at a later stage you can always have your own website, which is e-commerce website, and Instagram can be the marketing help for you, where you can market your clothes. So there are pros and cons for all the platforms. Check that out and finalize which is the platform you are going to work on, and who's going to do the marketing. You will need a lot of digital marketing as well. Two things simultaneously you start with. So after those 20 days too, so total 40 days are over, and then the next 20 days is the finalizing of production of if you take the feedback about the sampling you've done. People say that this you should change, this is not too comfortable, the stitching part is a little itchy underneath. There are a lot of things which you will get as feedback. Please be open to it and get all the feedback. Start working on the production then, and finalizing your Instagram vibe, the website, whatever you are going to create, the platform, how you are going to market it. Start those shout outs as well. So 60 days are generally divided like this. It is my own creation of the planning. This is how I do, and I advise everybody. It'll be fun. So I don't think you will go wrong with this whole thing. In the first 20 days, I have not mentioned in detail that it is a business model. Now, business model planning is not easy. It has a lot of logic. I have already put up a reel on Instagram, how to plan a business model. You can check that out. It is on the lower half of my feed. So you can always go through that, and it will help you for sure. For the first 20 days, you will be sorted. Second most asked question is, how do you know that I will be profitable? How do I really know that will everything work for me? I'll get profit soon. So I'll again talk about my own logic, that whenever you invest less, see, I'm going to teach you how to invest less and be a profitable business out of it. So whenever you invest less, for example, you're investing 30,000 rupees in a business, the probability of earning that much, doing that much sales, and you will get the net profit, etc., the probability of the break even would be very soon. You will get that 30,000 back in a sooner period of time. But if you are investing, for example, 1 lakh or 1,50,000 or more than that, the probability of getting that money back would be a longer period of time. So I suggest, when you're starting, when you're going to see some falls, some ups and downs, you should always go for lesser amount. So the probability of profits increase, and you learn a lot of things in that whole time period. I have this, my personal guarantee, that yes, if you go step by step doing all the things which I mentioned, there is high probability of a business going like that. You may have lesser chances to fall, because all these strategies are, well, I have seen over life, and I have seen when I work. So there's those small things which I tell you are like an experience. So every step by step, if you go in a small scale investment, chances of profit is more. The third most asked question is, how can I be sure where I sit to design? So I always say that have three things in your mind. The first, the trend. Check out the forecast. I would say the future forecast, not the current. Whatever is going on, the competitors are making, that is for your competitor analysis, but not technically for you, that you make the same thing. No. Check out what the international designers are doing, or for example, if this is 2022, what the 2023 fashion would be. So always go ahead of time and check out that kind of forecast. So that is the one thing. Second, what always consumers want, like what are they saying when they are messaging you, what colors do they prefer, what cuts do they prefer, all of that. And sometimes the third point which I'm going to add is, sometimes they don't even know that this will look good or not, but sometimes as designers we know. So always understand, apart from the trend, apart from the consumer wants, likes, we also have to decide that if my target audience is, for example, India, or a particular part, or you should know what should they wear. For example, in India, I have seen there are a lot of apple shaped bodies, there are pear shaped bodies. So what kind of cuts are generally eye pleasing on them? They don't know that, but sometimes we can make them understand. So we also should see the colors and the cuts which suit our target. Okay, so that ways also you can imagine and then sit and design. So all these three segments are really important when you are planning to design and do all the sampling work. The next question is, am I eligible? Now, if you have done a short course on fashion or something related to fashion, that can be like a 6 month, 1 year, or more than that, yes, you are eligible. You just need some practical on site work experience to have an imaginable growth. If you don't have experience, you will have to start from zero, from scratch, with your own brand. So I always suggest have some job experience or some internship or something you've done, because that will help you to understand what goes on in other people's companies, the things they go wrong with, or some decisions they make, why do they make that, their contacts, a lot of things you understand when you work at someone else's company. So I always say that have that kind of experience before you start your own brand. Fashion university tag is not necessary when you want to open your own thing. I know a lot of people who are very successful studying literally next to nothing, but they are very successful with the fashion, their own brand. So always have that belief in yourself that you are good at it and you will go right. Okay, and I think you are quite eligible if you have not done any of the above which I have mentioned. If you've not done any course, but you are just passionate about it, so I would suggest do a small course, do some small courses which is related to fashion and marketing and fashion business, etc. And if you don't even want to do that, you can have fashion interns, you can have a fashion designer partner who can support the technical team, because sometimes when we don't know designing, when we don't know fashion, and we have our own brand, a lot of people in our team may misguide us. So I would say have some fashion technical knowledge before you start your own brand. Now, the next question is that can I do work from home? Like a lot of people are mothers, are wives, they have some other responsibilities, but still they are like fashion dreamers. I would say yes. If you have your own online business, the best part is that you don't have a shop. If you don't have a shop, you don't have overheads. You don't have to pay salary to the people sitting there the whole day. You don't have to pay electricity, you don't have to pay rent for that particular shop. So online business is great these days because the money invested is very less. You can work from home, it's the best. Yes, if you feel that I'm not able to manage things, if you feel that it's too much to do, the marketing part as well as the selling part, speaking to everybody on Instagram, replying, etc., then you can have interns. Interns, because you pay less stipend, like for example 5,000 to 10,000 is good enough as a salary to a person, better than the higher salaries if we hire them for jobs. The good part is they will also learn a lot from you, and I would say please pay some stipend to the interns because of the inflation rate these days. I support stipend, it is must. Continuing with that, what kind of interns can you have? For example, the groundwork like sourcing, karkhana work, sampling, certain things like that they can manage. They can manage your social media as well. They can manage some content, making reels, speaking about your brand, and giving you ideas and stuff. You can concentrate more on the designing part, the management part. So like that you can definitely have help. So, but I would always say when it is the time when you are just starting, because you are learning everything, have your own self, because you yourself would be figuring things out. After some months you can have interns. I think that is good. Also it depends on the scale you have. If it is a little like a medium scale, not a very small scale, it's a good scale business startup, then you should have a team. Yes, then it's good to have a team. Always check out the liabilities whenever you plan to have some. The next question is that how do I plan my work and my day? I'll tell you what I do. I always have my to-do list. I know what all things I have to cover this today. My hours are also divided. For example, 1 hour I give for my marketing, that is creating content, showing people my target audience. Then 1 hour is for research. Like whenever I finish my day around 9 o'clock or something, so 9 to 10, when I'm just with myself resting, I just love to research in terms of what exactly the competitors are doing, what are people wanting, like the target audience, what is next in line, like the trend forecasts, etc. So all that I keep on checking out, what is new and stuff. So that research goes on. So 1 hour is for that. Like 4 or 5 hours go in the management, obviously, communication with the karigars, with the tailor, some sourcing work, etc. So this is how I always plan. Like I have to give time to each and every department if I'm alone. Planning is very good when it comes to have like direction, have a smooth day. So guys, these were all the questions which were most asked. Okay, there are some few questions which I know you guys have. You can always comment your question down below. I would love to solve those. I would love to share my ideas for that particular question. If you have further doubts, and if you're very sure that yes, you want to have your own brand, you're motivated, then you should actually check out my course, which is on how to plan and start your own fashion label with the least investment in 60 days. So this course has almost everything in detail. It's quite short and it's very valuable because it is on Udemy, and Udemy gives you a lifetime access with money back guarantee. So if you feel that this course did not help me, you can get your money back as well. So check it out. I am sure you are going to love it, because I am talking about almost all the strategies. So if you feel that you're very sure to open your own business, you should take this up, because I will be focusing on all the marketing segments, because a fashion designer always know what exactly to design, like what is fashion and stuff, but nobody knows how to sell your clothes, how to market your own clothes. So I'm going to concentrate on that bit. I'll be sharing the link below. You can click on that and take up the course. I would love to solve the doubts if you have after doing the course. Always get back to me if you have a query, you want to ask something. I'm always there for you. We can have a one-to-one, we can have a call if you want ideas for your own brand. I'm here to help. I am a professional mentor, don't forget. I hope this helped you, and I'm really happy that you guys have watched it till the end. Love you all, and all the very best for your future endeavors. Bye bye. I forgot to mention this. So if you want to see more videos like this, please hit on the subscribe button and the like button. You have no idea how much this will help me to grow.